talk about what I recently did. I decided I wanted another AR15. So I started doing some research and looking around, and I noticed how pretty simple it was to put your own together. So I got on Palmetto State Armory's website and I ordered the parts. Now, I originally wanted to do a complete build myself, where I was putting it together from a stripped lower, stripped upper, blah blah blah. I got to looking at pricing on Palmetto State Armory's website and realized that I could get a complete lower that was assembled and ready to go, and a complete upper for pretty cheap. And I'll go over that here in just a second. First, I'm going to take it apart. I had the only issue I had with any of the parts is this rear takedown pin is pretty tight. Okay. All right, so this is the upper. It was a barreled, assembled upper, ready to go, with no, it did not come with the bolt carrier group or the charging handle or a rear sight. But otherwise it came just as you see here. Now this is their P-tac upper and barrel. I don't know much about them, but there's not a whole lot online about them, but they're, from what I can understand, they're kind of their budget line of barrels. I don't think they're the FN barrels. It doesn't have an FN mark. It just says, probably can't see that on here, but it just says 5.56 NATO 1 and 9 twist. But this part was on sale from Palmetto State Armory for $199.99. Now that doesn't include shipping, but I got it for $200 basically. It's filthy because I've already had it out shooting it, but it was $200. The shipping and everything put it, you know, a little over $200. But it's a MIDI. It is a mid-length gas system. It comes with these mid-length, obviously, hand guards. I wanted to go with the mid mainly because it was the one that was on sale, but also I thought it looked different. You know, my other AR is a carbine length, and I've got Magpul furniture on it. But anyway, that part was $200. Well, the lower assembly here was, of course, this was the part I had to have shipped to an FFL for transfer to me. But it was complete and ready to go, just as you see it here, for $149.99. It was on sale. And it's a Palmetto State Armory lower. You can see their little emblem there. And it has a Palmetto State Armory lower parts kit installed by them. You see their little Palmetto emblem there too. I don't know if you can see it or not. But this was $149.99. Now with shipping and FFL fee at my local gun store, I ended up paying closer to $200. It was about $190, I think. So $200 and then $190. So right now we're at roughly, well, what is that? $390. Now the bolt carrier group I also bought from Palmetto State Armory, and it's also filthy because I have shot it. Haven't cleaned it since I shot it, but try to wipe some of this off so I don't get all over my hands. But this is their, I guess it's, I don't really consider it like a budget one, but it's an M16 bolt carrier group. It does have the M16 extra weight back here, I guess. It's properly staked, looks like. I don't know a whole lot about these, but from what I've researched, it is chrome lined. Hold on just a second. Had to get me some pliers here. But it is a, see, it's pretty filthy. But it is, if I can get this out here, I'll show you. You can kind of see down in there. It is chrome lined. I don't know how well that's picking up, but it's a chrome lined, whatever you call that in there, the bolt carrier where the bolt goes. And the gas port, I believe, is also chrome lined, but it's so filthy you can't really tell right now. But it's pretty good for 90 bucks. This was $89.99, and with shipping, you know, it was a little bit more, of course, but I'm not going to right now. All right, so anyway, that's the bolt carrier group. I thought about getting the nickel boron plated one, just for ease of maintenance, I guess, but it was, and I probably should have, because it was on sale when I was buying this stuff for $119, also at Palmetto State Armory, but I ended up buying this one, and like I said, it was 90 bucks, and I think the shipping cost for this one was included with the upper, so it was 15 for both, so I don't know how you factor that in. And then I got a BCM gunfighter charging handle I bought off Amazon. I think I paid 40 maybe. So we're at, let's see, 200, 190, so that's 390, and another 90 is 480. Add in the 15 shipping for that, we're at 495, and then 40 for this. We're right at 535. $535 for all these parts. And it was super simple to put together for all you guys who've never done any you know, stuff like this, and maybe you want to get an AR-15 and you want to go cheap, you want to go pretty inexpensive. This is how you can do it, I think. I mean, there's plenty of ARs out there on the market now that we're a little bit past the scare that we went through last year, that are under, you know, $600. I've seen some for $550, you know, but are they a reputable company? Palmetto State Armory has a great reputation. Everybody, every review I've seen on them, all the information I've seen on them online, the reviews, always say good things about them. I've never heard anything bad about them. Oh, and by the way, I needed to point out, this is one of their blemished receivers. Anybody who's considering buying one of their blemished lower receivers, this is one of them. Do you see any blemishes? I don't. I looked over this thing real carefully, and the only thing that I could consider a blemish is there was some scratches on the anodizing underneath inside of the mag wheel, which you probably won't be able to see on the video, but it wasn't even nothing that I would even consider a blemish. But anyway, this was one of their blemished lowers that was assembled for me. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I've never heard anything bad about them. A lot of those other AR-15s you see for under $600 or right at $600 or $550, a lot of them will have polymer lowers. A lot of people think polymer's fine because it's a lighter weight. I'm not of that opinion. The way I look at it is, these are light enough as they are. Why try to go any lighter and use a synthetic or a polymer lower when aluminum's tried and true? So, you know, this is a forged aluminum 7075. It's a good lower. Also, a lot of the ones I see in that price range at the stores, and this one I'm not as concerned about, but a lot of them I see in that price range don't have a forward assist, or they don't have a shell deflector, or they don't have the door or the dust cover. So, you know, they call them slick sides or low pro or whatever. You know, a lot of people want those features. I've never shot one without those features, so I don't know whether I would want it or not. The way I see it, for what I paid for this one, why go cheap, try to get a lower priced one when I can have this for right about the same money, and it has all the standard features of your military AR or M16. Another reason I wanted this one, and a lot of the ones that you see in that price range, I'm not too concerned about weight. I think the AR-15 M16 platform is a very lightweight rifle as it is. This one has a heavier contour barrel. It doesn't have the M4 cuts, of course, because it's not a carbine. But a lot of the ones in those price ranges that I was mentioning will have a pencil barrel or a really thin profile or light profile barrel. So I don't know that I would want that either. So there's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't have wanted to spend $550 or close to $600 for one of the cheaper pre-built ARs as I would spend the money on this and have a nice solid AR-15 that I've put together myself. So, and I use that term put together very loosely. I didn't do much to it. I mean, I didn't do anything really to put it together. And I'm going to show you right now, for those of you who don't know how, this is how you get the parts, or how I did anyway. Complete lower, complete upper without the bolt carrier group or charging handle. It's as simple as putting your bolt carrier group in. Back up. It's as simple as putting your charging handle in first. Bolt carrier group goes in second, of course. Anybody who knows how to take down an AR knows all this. But for those of you who don't, slide that in. And there, your upper's ready. Ready to go. Take your lower. Slide your upper in your lower. It's pretty simple. It's not anything that most people couldn't do with just watching a video on YouTube or something. Of course, I'm having difficulty right now. So you slide your pins in, and guess what? Your gun's ready to fire now. Load it up and go. Now, I put this Magpul Imbus sight on it, backup sight, but I'm going to probably put some kind of optic on it anyway down the road, so you know, I might leave it on, I'm not sure, but anyway, that I put on. So if you wanted to include that in the cost, you will have to include that in the cost of a rear sight for an AR-15. Now you don't have to get a Magpul. The Magpuls are, I think those are about $40, or you can just not put any rear sight on at all and just get you an optic. A cheap red dot would even do just fine, probably. So anyway, that's the gun. Of course, it's a 6th position, you know, standard stock, full collapsible stock. So nothing special there. Anyway, that's how the gun came, and that's it. That's my roughly $500 AR-15. And keep in mind, I probably could have gone a little cheaper and gotten a regular AR-15 bolt that's a little bit lighter and you know, doesn't have that extra weight in it, and I might have been able to find one cheaper than $90. If I'd have wanted, I could have maybe gotten a stripped lower, because Palmetto sells these stripped lowers for $49.99 pretty much all the time that are blemished, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with this one. There's no blemishes on the finish or anything. You know, you can get one of those for $49.99 and put your own lower parts kit on it and probably save a few dollars, and you know, you could do it yourself. I was planning on doing that to begin with, but I ended up just buying it completed because it was on sale for $150. But you know, I'm sure the cost of a parts kit and the lower receiver stripped with the rifle or the buffer tube and all that, you could probably get for less than $150 for the parts and just do the work yourself. But anyway, I chose not to, and maybe my next build I will do it that way. But as far as for a budget good AR-15, I think this is the way to go. I mean, I really don't think there's anything complicated about it that anybody who can take down one of these and put it back together couldn't do. The way I approached it with the stripped, or with the complete lower assembly all ready to go, no brainer. Alright, so I took it out to shoot it yesterday. I wanted to see how well it would do, and no problems. No failure to feed, no failure to eject, no jams, no nothing. But anyway, I took it out to shoot it, and I got some pictures that I'll show. I started off by shooting it at 25 yards. I know 25 yards is not your normal range necessarily for an AR-15, but as you can see here, I thought it grouped pretty good. This is 10 rounds. I think my first round was way off, but then you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 shots there. Yeah, because I think there's 2 that kind of are together there in that big group. But anyway, you can see it grouped pretty good. I adjusted the sights a little bit, tried to get it to get closer to the center. Here's another picture, and it was still shooting a little bit to the left. So I mean, I don't know if it's that sight. I haven't got it all the way over as far as it can go, but I kind of just gave up on trying. But I adjusted it a little bit more. But you can see in this picture, this is a 30 round group, And that's not too bad. And of course, that's at 25 yards. You can do better, obviously. But and then here's another picture at 25 yards. I was shooting at a little 2-inch round target here. Now here, I guess I got it going too far to the right now. So I guess maybe I was successful in adjusting. I didn't even notice that when I was shooting yesterday. Yeah, it's shooting way right now. So I got some work to do on getting it sighted in better. But here's just a blow up to show you the size of that small target I was shooting at. I thought it did pretty good. And I failed to mention this small target. That was small. That was steel cased Tula ammo. The other shots were with a remanufactured Black Hills somewhat match grade ammo. I think it was 55 grain maybe. I don't remember. But this was Tula ammo steel cased. And then I went ahead and put a target up at 50 yards, and you can see I'm all over the place. But I think that's really more the sight and me than it is the gun. I think if I had an optic on it and got it zeroed in, I could probably get some tight grooves. But you can see I was hitting pretty decent. You know, it's not too bad. Overall, I'm plenty happy with the gun. I think once I get a decent set of sights on it or an optic on it, I think it'll do much better. So anyway, that's my video about this gun. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the comments section below. I really don't have anything else to say about it. I think it's obviously, you can see I'm pleased with this purchase and with my little build here. But I would suggest it to anybody who wants to get into AR-15. They don't want to spend a lot of money. They don't necessarily care if it has the carbine look, which, keep in mind, I wanted this. I actually kind of like the MIDI. And they do have the carbine M4 profile barreled uppers that are also this P-tac is what they call it. They usually run them on sale occasionally for $199 without the bolt carrier group or charging handle. Now you can pay more with Palmetto. They have sales all the time where they have the bolt carrier group and charging handle already in it. But this particular day that I was shopping, they didn't have those in the price range I wanted. So, you know, this one was, like I said, right around $500, $530 for this whole rifle, and I think it's an excellent deal for any AR enthusiast, or whether they're new or experienced. So anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to put more videos up as I go, but you know, work and everything and personal life has you busy sometimes. Don't get as many out as I'd like. But you know, hit that like, subscribe, share buttons, and have a good day. Be safe out there when you're shooting.